Hola, Houston. I'm Blanca Blanco, host of Viva Magazine Live, and this is the place where we celebrate the movers, the shakers, and the trailblazers of our vibrant Latino community. And joining us today, we are shining a light on SERJobs for Progress, an organization that is opening the doors and changing lives in our community. Joining us is Liliana Rambo, CEO of SERJobs for Progress, and Danielle Sainz, the Vice President of the Board of SERJobs for Progress. And they're going to tell us how they're helping people in our community. So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break to hear from a word from our sponsors, Houston Community College. So we'll be right back.
Learning looks like this, and it also looks like...
I didn't just study buildings. I connected them with tech to make them smarter.
I'm learning healthcare management while providing patient care.
I worked with these control systems way before I even started the job.
And if I can't make it in person, I take my classes online. So, where do you start?
Welcome back to Viva Magazine Live, and today we're going to welcome Liliana Rambo, CEO of SERJobs for Progress, and Danielle Sainz, Vice President of the Board of SERJobs. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Blanca, and Viva Magazine for having us. And we really, really appreciate the ability to be able to talk to you all about what's going on with SERJobs.
Yes.
Thank you for having us, Blanca.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
So, Liliana, let's just get right down to it, and let me start with you. What is the mission of SERJobs? Why is it so important at this moment in our community?
Well, at this moment in our community and with everything that we have going on, SERJobs provides not just a job, not just training, but it actually provides the ability for many of our community members to find a better way to get out of the systematic barriers that have been plagued most of our community for many years. We're providing the ability for them to be able to move forward, not just for them, their families, and the community as a whole.
Yes. I mean, that makes a big difference in families around the area. But you don't only serve this area, you serve areas all over the city of Houston, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So SERJobs serves 13 counties around Harris County. So we serve all the way from Galveston all the way down to Whatcom County and where Prairie View is located. So we really take care of the community as a whole.
Yeah.
It's not just Hispanics, but it is the African American community, is Blacks, is whites, is everybody that needs a need.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do here is we provide equality. Equity is at the foremost of everything that we do. So if there is a need, if the member has a need, they could come to SERJobs, and that need can be satisfied here with the training, and then of course being able to do some workplace.
That's right. Well, y'all do a very, very good job. And let me ask you something, Liliana. What drew you to lead SERJobs for Progress, and how does your background in public service and the workforce development influence your approach to this? Because it's kind of new, isn't it?
Yes. So nonprofit is new. Workforce is not actually. So, having worked for 38 years actually in the municipal government, a little bit different than nonprofit, but at the center of all is working with people.
Yes.
And what I'm very proud of the time that I was at the municipal government was the leadership that I had with the people. I always work with the frontline staff.
Right.
This is very similar to the members that we come here through SERJ.
Yes.
And it's understanding what they need. It's meeting them where they need to be met at.
So I wanted to ask Daniel a question. Daniel, I know that SERJobs for Progress started with a LULAC council, or a LULAC, back in the day. Can you give me a little bit of history about that?
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks for asking that question.
Sure.
Yeah, no, LULAC 60 was instrumental in starting SERJobs.
Yeah.
60 years ago.
60 years ago.
A small group of individuals with LULAC 60 set out to help a lot of the veterans, a lot of the Latino veterans that were coming back from the war. So knowing that they needed to find jobs, but also needed to actually improve on their skills, they looked around to see who they could work with.
Right.
So they actually got a grant from the Navy, and that grant was to help train Latino individuals in the welding trade. So that's how we started.
Yeah.
Ever since then, because LULAC 60 was part of the initial charter for SERJobs, we've always been involved in the organization. I'm proud to say I myself am a LULAC 60 member, along with 2 other fellow board members.
Yes. Well, good. I know that, and LULAC has done a lot of good work in the community, and they've been around for a long, long time. And that was one of the priorities, too, for LULAC, is to make sure that people, especially the Latino community, was well trained.
And you know, Blanca, LULAC 60 has actually been around for 90 years.
Yes, 90 years.
So this organization, very well established here in the Houston area, had already existed for 30 years prior to SED, right?
Yes.
So they have been a huge advocate, not just for the Latino community, but the community as a whole.
Daniel, thank you for sharing that bit of history about SERJobs for Progress, because not many people knew how SERJobs for Progress got its start. So that is very, something unique for SERJobs for Progress, and it's a long-standing organization in Houston, LULAC Council 60. They've been around, like Daniel said, for 90 years. Actually, we went to celebrate their 90th anniversary here was it last year?
Yeah, it was
last year. Let me ask you something about the port. I know we have one of the biggest ports in the nation. What kind of jobs do you train for working at the Port of Houston?
So right now, most of the jobs that we have with the Port of Houston are basically logistics.
Okay.
So it's a lot of the warehousing, forklift.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, just today, I went to a meeting with HISD, and I had the ability to be able to be in a cohort.
Right.
And you asked me, before, so what are some of the things that are coming in the future?
You're right.
Logistics is not just the warehousing.
No.
It's the whole entire.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand what is logistics.
It's the whole entire services. So is let's take someone, an Amazon.
Yeah.
You just clicked and you said, I want this pair of shoes. Well, where's that pair of shoes coming from? It may be all the way from California. It has to go. It has to come in some type of way to be able to get here.
Right.
What the person behind in Amazon that is basically pretty much figuring out, where am I going to get the shoes from? How am I going to fill this order? Who's going to pick them up? Who's going to take them from they came from California to the airport. From the airport, they're going to come to a warehouse. From that warehouse, how are they going to get to your house in 24, 48 hours?
Right.
The person that is behind that computer doing all that is a logistics person.
Yeah.
So that is something.
It's very
huge.
Detailed. I'm sure they have to.
Detailed.
Yeah.
Of course, the only reason that I know that is because I worked in the transportation industry before,
That's your experience.
That is my experience.
Exactly.
So we could train people in that, because that is something that we're gonna need people doing, and it's not gonna go away.
Well, I can tell. I can tell that you speak from the heart, and you want to provide those experiences to all the members that walk through that door. So we're going to take a quick break right now to hear a word from our generous sponsor, Commissioner Adrian Garcia. We'll be right back to speak to the Vice President of the Board of SERJobs for Progress, Daniel Sainz. So we'll be right back, and don't go away. And welcome back to Viva Magazine Live, and we're speaking to the community leaders of SERJobs for Progress, Liliana Rambo, CEO of SERJobs for Progress, and now we're going to talk to Daniel Sainz, who is the Vice President of the Board of SERJobs for Progress. Daniel, thank you for being here as well.
Thank you, Blanca.
And I want to get right into it. What are some of the current and upcoming community partnerships or initiatives that you're most excited about for SERJobs this year?
Well, we have a few that we've been working with, and we have some new programs that are coming into play. Some of the partnerships that we're very proud to have are the partnerships we have with Tlepson and Merrick Construction.
Yeah.
Merrick has actually an office here in SERJobs that actually helps our members.
That they're right in here, housed inside here? Yeah.
And they're called MEMCO, and that organization there is helping our members to get into the construction space. It's a beautiful partnership, but it really speaks to the volume of the way people are giving back to our community.
Right.
The Telepsons, the Merricks, very
Yeah.
influential in the construction space, but they're also making it a point to work with our members.
Right.
And that means so very much to
Yeah,
us.
of
Another
course.
one, another program that we have is an ROV program, which is a
Mm-hmm.
remote operating vehicle, but this one's subsea. So this is actually goes underwater.
Underneath underneath
underwater.
the ocean? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And what's very unique
Yeah.
about this is the owners of the company are from Houston.
Yeah.
So the
That's
technology
awesome.
was developed here, but now they need actual people to do the work.
Yeah.
And so they picked SERJobs to work with us because of our members.
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure that they gave opportunities like this
Yeah.
to individuals that are really trying to make a change in their life.
Right.
And to show you the difference, starting pay for that type of work is between 80 to 120,000.
Wow.
These individuals will be traveling the world.
Wow.
So
that
is
is
a very, very unique program
Yeah.
that we have here with SERJobs.
That's a very unique program and very detailed, I'm sure. And wow, that is very specific training for that.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very niche, and we understand that it's about getting out that information
Right.
to our members
Right.
and really bringing opportunity to the community, right? We're doing that also through our workforce training facility.
Yeah.
So the facility is state of the art, brand new. I think we've had it for just a little bit over 2 years.
Yeah.
And it is where we're housing a lot of our programming
Yeah.
for HVAC systems, welding, network cabling
Right.
work. A lot of our phlebotomy classes are held there in that workforce training solutions. So what we want to do is make the community aware of this space so that way we can encourage other partners to come work with us and our members.
Right. Well, I am so glad you said that because you mentioned technology, and I was going to ask you, you have background in technology consulting and civic leadership, Danielle, because I know you and I know your mom, Gracie, and the entire family. Of course, you've done Leadership Houston, United Way Project Blueprint. So have all of these leadership programs shaped your work with SERJobs for progress?
It absolutely has. So I'm in the IT space.
Right.
I'm the CEO of Nieto Technology Partners. IT work is a trade.
Yeah.
I started back in 99. I didn't have a college degree and I needed somewhere to work. I was working at a video store prior to this.
Yeah.
And my now business partner, then boss, Luis Nieto, had this IT firm. And essentially in the IT space, you basically learn how to become a good tech.
Yeah.
Right? But that's also part apprenticeship,
You're right.
part learning. So I would go to school, study some of the computer science courses and so on. But the everyday network administrative work, I was working with senior technicians
Right.
and learning that trade. It was after going through the oil and gas in 2010, 2011, that I said I wanted to do more, right? I wanted to find ways to get back to the community.
Right.
As you mentioned, my
Yeah.
mother, Gracie
Yeah,
Sines,
of course.
an amazing leader here in the Houston
Yeah.
community, was very quick to tell me if I'm going to do that, I should go learn.
Yes.
And so I said, well, how do I learn? And so she pointed me to the United Way
Yeah.
and the Project Blueprint program,
Yeah.
which trains minorities on how to be on boards.
Yes.
So going through that program and going through Leadership Houston, expanding my network, I had the opportunity to actually sit on a committee here
Right.
with SERJobs almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Working my way through that committee, learning SERJobs, I was then invited to sit on the board for SERJobs just about 4 years ago.
Wow.
Now as vice chair, I look at what I went through, the experiences I had, and wanted to find ways to bring other minorities into the same
I was
space.
going to ask you that question. How do you get your members involved in wanting to be civic leaders just like yourself? And, you know, how do you get them, or how do you encourage them to be a part of that? Because
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
focused on wanting to get trained in jobs, but they also have to, once they are, give back to the community in some way.
Well, you know, it's about being a good citizen.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the whole totality of a human being is being part of society, and how can they best be a positive influence in that space.
Right.
So some of the things that we do is we do have mentorship programs. We do work with other organizations, ensuring that we're helping them understand not just the work we're doing, but
Right.
learning the work that they're doing as well. We're very proud of our Young Professionals Board that works alongside our SERJobs Board.
Yeah.
And these are young professionals that are looking to enter the space so that way they can find ways to give back.
Right. And so let me ask you this, Daniel, when somebody wants to be a part of SERJobs for Progress, what do they have to do? They just walk in the door? Did they say they come in and say, I want to get trained in something? How does that process begin?
Well, in today's age, SERJobs.org is the
That
quickest
.org?
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
SERJobs.org.
.org.
We're going to put that on the
Yes,
screen
ma'am.
so they can say.
And it has a really good application process. It's really informative about the different programs that we have. And it starts to work right when you apply. You get registered, you're contacted by one of our team members here at SERJobs. And like Liliana said earlier, you're assigned a coach. You're given somebody who wants to help you through this process.
Wow.
And we understand life happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can start something and not be able to finish.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because what we'll do is we'll put a pause and we say, hey, till we get some things in order, or you can line things up where you can take these courses, we'll help you through that.
Right.
But one of the key aspects about our programming is that it's fairly quick. You're not in class for 6 months. You're not in
Right.
class for 4 months.
Right.
You're in for just a few weeks at a time. But it's a very purposeful and intentful few weeks of
Right.
training and support.
Well, that's great because that's one of the things that people have concerns with. I don't have time. I mean, how am I going to do this? And so you kind of help them build or how to work their schedule to be able to fit all of it in.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
that-
And one of the unique things about our members, they're coming here to better their lives.
right.
They're making that decision. And that takes a lot of courage.
Yes, it
So
does.
these are individuals that we see and say, okay, how can we help?
Right. So, in your view, Daniel, how can SERJobs adapt its programs to meeting the emerging workforce needs, especially for low-income and minority communities in Houston?
Great question.
Yeah.
As we know, it is our gente.
Yes.
It's our people that are
Gente.
our greatest resource. And we have to educate them.
Right.
College is not for everybody.
Yes.
But education is.
Yes.
Right. So we
That
want
is
to make
true.
sure
Yeah.
make sure that we hit we give those individuals the opportunity to learn a trade, to learn financial responsibility,
Yes.
to learn how to better their lives. And a lot of times, one of the beautiful things about this program is someone will go through it and a family member will be right behind them.
Right.
I want to do this.
Right.
My tío, my tia, my aunt, my brother did this.
Right.
And so
That's awesome.
SERJobs, having been around 60 years,
Yeah.
has a wonderful history of people coming back.
Families coming back.
Families
yeah.
coming back. Exactly. I'm so very proud of our board member, Gloria Rodriguez, who you know.
Yes.
And she sits on the board. Her father was one of the founding members for SERJobs.
That's awesome.
And
yeah.
to see that family come back and to support this
Yeah.
organization goes a long way in us making sure that our members are getting the support. that they should.
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, as I mentioned to Liliana earlier, there are challenges and opportunities unique to Houston that SERJobs is specifically addressing through the program, training labs, youth services. And what are those challenges, Daniel? What can you tell me about that?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is ensuring that the individuals know about the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
Getting the word out.
getting the word out. A lot of times, some of the individuals that we work with are second chance
Yeah.
individuals. So just making sure that they're aware that organizations like SERJobs are here to help them. Our youth,
Yeah.
right? You have a lot of students who have decided to drop out. Maybe they didn't want to finish high school, couldn't finish high school, but now they want to see how they can better their lives.
Right.
A lot of the employers that are hiring our members are hiring at $18 to $20 an hour.
Yes.
And that is very unique. That can be transformative for a lot of families.
Right.
And when you get into these trades, you do the work, you put in the hustle, you really do have the opportunity to move up and do more.
That's right. So how does the board, Daniel, engage the alumni or former participants in supporting the mission and expansion of said services? Because you're on the board.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, I can tell you right now, we're actively going to our alumni, going to former board members for supporting our SERJobs 60th anniversary.
Yes.
That's one way. But the other way is making sure that we are strong with our committees,
Right.
that we are strong in getting the message out, working with our partners. A lot of our alumni and our board members have come back and said, hey, I'm now part of this organization. we want to find ways to work with your organization.
Right.
here at
That's
SERJobs.
awesome. Yes, that's awesome. And, and we mentioned earlier that SERJobs is celebrating 60 years in Houston. And we're going to put up that invitation. So in case anybody wants to go to the event, it's going to be a fabulous event. So what does either one of you can answer this question? What does this milestone mean for the organization, and how is your leadership shaping its future? What do you think?
Well, I can start. This is 3 generations in.
Yes.
This organization has been around helping families, and I think it's important to ensure that people are aware of it,
Yeah.
that we stay engaged, that we actively do the work of getting out into the community,
Right.
working with our partners. I know you mentioned Houston Community College area.
Yes.
One of our board members is Dr. Frances Glover,
Yes.
who is the president for the Southeast Campus.
Oh, she's a fabulous person.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing
Yes.
human being. And it's those type of relationships that will help us expand and continue on in this work.
That's right. So Liliana, I've asked you that your background in public service and the workforce really influenced your approach. Did you give it some thought, or you just said, this is what I want to do?
So I just, I guess the short of the long history
Yeah.
is, I was getting ready to retire from the city of Houston after 20 years of serving the city of Houston
okay.
in the aviation department. So I was one of the lucky
You said
ones.
you're not done yet, right? I said I'm not gonna retire now.
But the great part of that is that I was going through the American Leadership Forum
Yes.
cohort.
Yes.
And part of that, when you graduate, you pretty much announce of what am I going to do with all this that I just learned.
Exactly.
And for me, immigration was very pretty much, in front of me, and it was something that I knew that I wanted to do something. I did not know what,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be involved. I was going to open my own, consultancy, but just given everything that had happened,
Yes.
I said, no, I want to do more. I want to
Right.
be able to give more.
That's right.
And one of my ALF cohorts,
Yeah.
told me about the position, and it was just something that I'm like, you know what?
You were
This-
just guided to it, right?
this
I mean,
is,
this
if
open.
I would just be so lucky and so blessed, this is
Just-
what I want to
Yes.
do. And like I said before, it really what SERJobs does, it embodies everything that I want to do for the community,
Yeah.
everything that I want to be able to give back.
Yeah. Well, you found the right place.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Daniel, as a board member and a board leader, how do you balance strategic planning and direct community engagement at SERJobs? How do you do that? Because you also have a family. You got things to take care of at home, and then you got your business and also your board leadership. So tell me, how do you balance all of that?
Well, I listen to the wife a lot.
Of course,
And
happy wife, happy life. right?
Exactly. I make sure that I keep a pulse on her all the time. But
course.
honestly, it's ensuring that when I am there, I am
Yeah.
present.
Yes.
We are in the midst of creating a strategic plan
Mhm.
that we'll be looking at for the next 5 years.
Mhm.
And a unique part of that is going to be the community involvement.
Now,
We do not have all the answers. We
Right,
do not
of
know
course.
all the questions to ask.
that's right.
But I think if we work collaboratively with
Yeah.
other organizations, other nonprofits, city leaders, we can get a more robust understanding of the needs
That's right.
and how we can best support them.
That's right. Right. That is really, what it's all about, is finding out what is that they need. So, either one of you can answer this. What new programs or services is SERJobs prioritizing and addressing today's work needs, and especially for underrepresented youths and adults? Which ones are you prioritizing? Let's say.
So, if I could just,
Yeah.
there are a couple of things that I have my eye on, because again, I've only been here 8 weeks, but have spent a lot of hours
See,
already.
It seems longer, doesn't
No,
it?
no, it's 8 weeks.
Oh no, it looks like you've been here forever.
No, just 8 weeks. But some of the things, again, going back to talking to the partners, literally just left a meeting with Telepset and Merrick, their
Yeah.
companies, huge construction companies here in the city
Yeah.
of Houston. Their needs is they need people for the trades to be able to suffice the work that they have.
Right.
There's a shortage of 500,000 people in the construction business
Yes.
in the United States.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
And sometimes we look at the trades and we look at the trades with a certain way, but trades, who wants to go without AC?
Right.
Not just in Houston,
Not in
anywhere.
Houston. Well, in Houston
Who
for
wants-
sure.
Who doesn't want their plumbing to work?
Yes. Everybody.
Everybody, right?
wants their plumbing to work.
So those are so. I mean, they're needed. They're priorities
Yes.
for all of us.
Yes.
And they're very well paid jobs. So that is something that I want to make sure that we go back to
Yes.
see, okay, so what, those are your needs, that's what you need to be
Yes.
able to train. So we're going to look at that. Going back to the training that we're doing at the TSRX, which is
Yes.
the lab for the remote operated vehicles. Now you're talking about IT
Yes.
and a little bit of AI, right?
Right.
Because those operating vehicles are going underwater.
Yes.
And they're going to those big oil rigs.
Yes.
And they are the ones that are taking the pictures, and they are looking at the oil rigs to make sure that they're safe to be out there in the ocean. We're gonna put more into that because
Yes.
we know that in today's day, the kids that are 18 to 24,
Yeah.
what have they done all their life? Playing video
Yes.
games.
That's all they do.
And that is one of the skills
Yes.
that you need to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna put a lot more into that. We're gonna do logistics.
Yes.
We have not done that many logistics here, but we're gonna put a lot more into logistics.
Yes.
And right now, because I don't look at shotgun effect, I look at very target. I'm very, very target oriented. So that is what coming forward, those are gonna be the three things. And talking with the partners, we need to get more involved with the partners. And I'm one that is extremely inclusive of my board.
Yes.
So I ask a lot of my
Yeah.
board. The last
Yes.
8 weeks, they have learned that I'm gonna be, hey, this is all of us in this right here.
That's right.
It's a team effort.
It's
Yes.
a team effort. And
Very-
they have been wonderful.
Yes.
I cannot complain.
I can
'cause
imagine.
The
Yes.
board has been wonderful in answering my plea for help.
Yes. Okay, to each of you, we're getting to the end of our show, and I want to ask you, what last piece of advice or word can you leave the viewing audience of Viva Magazine Live to move forward in their lives and in their futures?
Yeah, thank you for asking
Sure.
that, because one of the things that I want to make sure that I mention is that our Workforce Resource Training Center, we have our Live Zone. Comcast provides that, and what we do is the Financial Literacy Center. We also have it at some of the multi-purpose centers around the city. But the important thing about this is that financial literacy and this same thing as digital navigation. So if you need help in just learning how to work a computer, please come to us. We will be more than glad to be able to show you how to do that. The same thing as financial literacy, and it's a life learning skill, because it could help you. It can help you with your credit score. It can help you with understanding, hey, what are some of the things that are going on right now when it comes to fraud, which is right now is one of those things, and it crawls on everyone.
Yes.
The senior citizens, the young person, all of us get that.
Right.
So please come to us. If you need that help, please go to www.serjobs.org. Just put your information there, and we'll be more than glad to provide you with that help. That's free to the community. Just come to us, and we'll be more than glad to help you with anything that is financial services.
Yes, thank you, Liliana. Danielle, you have anything to say to the audience?
Yeah, it's a call to action. Get involved. If you're looking for ways to give back, whether you're volunteering at a church or you're volunteering here at an event for SERJobs, we're here. We need your help. We need your support. So thank you.
Okay, well, we're at the end of our show today. Thank you very much, Liliana and Daniel, for reminding us of that one person is giving an opportunity. It can transform not just their lives, but generations to come. And you mentioned that, not only for them, but their entire family. SERJobs for Progress is proof that with the right support, dreams can become reality. And to our viewers, let this be a call to action. Together we can build strong families, stronger careers, and a stronger community. And again, to our viewing audience, don't forget to follow us on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Blanca Blanco, and this is Viva Magazine Live, where we honor stories that uplift and inspire all of us, because the next time it might be you on Viva Magazine Live. Hasta luego, Houston.